Alright, so we are post-patch where they have just made some nerfs to characters, and they have also made some buffs to other characters, and we are going to be testing level 9 damage numbers and comparing different characters to see how much damage they do with their alpha skills. Now, if you guys would like to see beta and gamma skills later on, let me know down in the comments, and also like this video. If this video gets to 200 likes, I will do beta and gamma skill videos where we compare level 9 damage for each character and each of their skills. Alright, starting with Deku, we're going to go ahead and shoot Bakugo here. 85 damage per hit post-nerf. Okay, it used to be like around 100 or over 100, so that is still pretty good damage. Like, look at how much that health bar it's taking. It takes 1, 2, 3, it would take 4. I have HP regeneration on, so I don't have to worry about downing these guys all the time. But yeah, it looks like it would take about 4 hits from Deku to just get through 1 HP bar at level 9 now. That's still not terrible, and I am very, very happy with that nerf, as I'm sure a lot of people are. Next we have Bakugo. Let's see what this bad boy hits for. The same exact amount. Who would have thunk it? Okay, so 85 damage for Bakugo as well. So Deku and Bakugo about on the same page, but hold up. Let me go back to Deku for a second, because there is one more thing we have to take into account. We can't forget about Deku's crouch shot, which is technically still his alpha skill, so let's see how much damage he does while crouched. Keep in mind, this consumes more bullets than a normal shot, so it's helpful to use on the last shot of your resets. 150 damage. You can't tell me that ain't crazy. That's nuts, but I obviously consumed all of our ammo there. So let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, get it down to like, we'll get it down to 1, then we'll crouch, and still, even with just 1 bullet, same amount of damage. So that's that's nuts. Make sure you're using Deku in this way. Next on the list, we have the ever buggy Uraraka, because her grapple hook, it's like, I think she says, I pray that this hits or something like that, and oh boy, you are literally praying every single time that it connects correctly or it latches onto a wall correctly. She's a really good character. Really could be A tier, S tier character. Just if the grapple wasn't so, I have a love-hate relationship with it, honestly. Let's see how much damage it does. All right, so here we go. You guys saw that! You saw that, right? My cursor is on him! Firsthand. Okay, anyways, move the cursor a little bit. 85, okay. And it's, oh man. Okay, 85, 85, 85. She does as much damage as Deku and Bakugo, but keep in mind, Deku and Bakugo have like 9 to 10 shots, whereas Uraraka, assuming you don't miss any, only has 3 shots right here. So 1, 2, 3, and then we have to wait for a fairly long reload, which is kind of annoying. Now, I understand why they did this, right? And it's really simple why they did this. It's because typically when you're using Uraraka, you're not just going to be sitting here firing like this. You're going to be jumping with your ability and pulling to them and moving all around, and it makes her harder to hit ideally, so she doesn't need as many shots because she's going to be using her hammer and other stuff in succession with her alpha skill. But I can't believe that actually that happened on the first shot. Like, that just proves my point, hopefully, to people why I think Uraraka is bugged. Alright, next we have Iida. Let's see how much just 1 kick from Iida does. We're actually going to switch targets because I want to keep Bakugo there. Alright, 1 kick from Iida. 60 damage from Iida. So that is significantly less damage. We were doing 85 per shot with everyone else. 60 damage from Iida on his shot. But remember, Iida can very easily combo his alpha skill. Like, it's nuts how easy it is. Like, alpha, 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 and it auto locks. Like, it's not that hard, right? So I think it's fair for Iida to have that damage number, but for anyone that says Iida is good, Iida is still very good. He has like some of the most combo potential in the game, but just in terms of level 9 damage, pure hard facts, he doesn't hit as hard as the previous 3 characters we just saw. Next we have Todoroki. Todoroki does hit a little bit less hard than Deku and then Bakugo, I'm pretty sure, so let's see how much Todoroki hits for. 77. So remember, they were hitting for 85. Todoroki hits for 77. But Todoroki just has a ton of utility in the fact that he has his ice wall and other things that he can use for protection and mobility. Whereas like Deku and Bakugo don't really have protection. So I think that's maybe why they didn't give Todoroki quite as much damage. Also, I think technically his range is a little bit further than Deku and Bakugo, so what he lacks in damage, he makes up for in range. But I'd actually have to test the range, which might be another video, see how far it takes for each character to hit, but that'd be interesting to see and see how that works. This next character, one of my personal favorites to use, been using her a lot in ranked. She's tons of fun, very hard to master. I like characters with like a high skill ceiling. I feel like Tsuyu has one of those. Let's see how much damage. 90 damage. 90 damage. She does more than Bakugo, Deku, and everyone else. Like, dang. Tsuyu can do some damage, but she is definitely hard to use because most people aren't sitting here with her tongue just going like this. Most people are jumping around from target to target going, okay, let me go over here, and then I gotta go back, and then I gotta try to hit these guys while I'm flying through the air like this, you know? So, it's kind of fair because most people literally are not just sitting there going, snipe, snipe, snipe. And then once again, she only has 3 shots on her skill, whereas Deku and Bakugo have a lot more. So does Todoroki. So I feel like 90 is fair for her damage. Oh boy, I can't wait to see this one. I'm so excited. Let's see. I don't want to accidentally hit Bakugo over. I'm not. He's my main test dummy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and hit Deku here. Does that really? That was just a click, right? Kirishima's is kind of weird. It's kind of hard to say. That looked like 90 damage when I just clicked, but you can hold Kirishima. So let's see the full potential of holding his. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was 90 damage plus 80. That's what that was. Oh my goodness, 90 damage plus 80. I gotta do some math here. 170. Okay. Yeah, gotta use my fingers sometimes. I have brain farts. It's been a long day. 170 damage from Kirishima just with 1 alpha skill. That's kind of crazy. That's actually really good damage, but it is hard to pull off, you know, landing the whole alpha skill sometimes, especially since, you know, people just like Bakugo fly away or run away the second they see a Kirishima and then attack him from range. So Kirishima, that's fair. That's so fair, honestly. All right, now we have Yaoyorozu. Yaoyorozu, we're just going to use 1 shot as well and see what that 1 shot does. Remember, hers is kind of a wide sweeping AoE though, so I don't expect it to do as much, but when you get it to level 9 and you're in team fights, I imagine it's nuts. All right, so 60 damage, but once again, just a reminder, that is an AoE. It can hit multiple people at once. It can be really, really ridiculous. And then if you hold down for 1 full click, it's going to consume 9 charges, right? But they do end up, it looks like actually going invincible after a certain point. Hold on, let's see how much damage it takes to go invincible. That's interesting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 3 hits. You can actually only get 3 hits in. Oh man, that's not great. So that's 180 damage. I guess that's 10 more than what Kirishima did, right? Math? Something like that. But yeah, that's, I guess, I don't know, it's all right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 180 damage before they go invincible, so that's with 1 click of Yaoyorozu. I think you can hold it down for the full 9 count, can't you? Yeah, you can hold it down for the full 9 count, so you could potentially do a lot of damage with Yaoyorozu. Kind of makes her crazy. Now we have Kaminari. Kaminari's, I doubt his is going to do as much because his is more meant for like setting traps like this where you can block off people and stuff like that. I think it's more of a utility type thing, but we'll see how much damage it does. You know what? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. He does have limited range, though, compared to the other characters. Like, not very much at all. Like, that's his range. That's it. That's as far as it goes. So, even though he does, you know, more damage than I would say Deku and Bakugo do right now at level 9, he does have pretty limited range for his ability, which I feel like makes it fair. All right, next we have Kendo. We'll just do 1 shot of Kendo right here and see how much we do. It's kind of hard to tell because Kendo's is another one of those AoE attacks, so we'll see. That was 37 damage times 2, I'm pretty sure. But like, okay, pay attention more to the health bar here than the numbers. So half a health bar right there. Let's see how much it is if we get closer, because I don't think we hit all the rocks. Still the same amount, actually. Well, okay, even less. All right, come on. All right, let's stand further away. Okay, only a quarter right there. So Kendo's feels a little inconsistent. Just a little bit. But essentially, you don't want to be way back here with Kendo. Or maybe you do! Okay, you don't want to be way back... Yo, okay, can someone explain this to me? Never mind, I don't know anything. Holy crap, I guess it's just all cursor placement. Let me see if it changes. It changes! My cursor hasn't moved at all! Guys, someone explain that. Hold on. Look, it's just different amounts! It's just random! I guess her rock pattern must be different each time she throws it. That's about the only thing I can figure. So I don't know fully how to explain that. Anyways, my best advice is going to be like relatively close to the enemy, because I feel like when you're about this range, you get the most out of your damage. As you can see right there, we got the most out of our damage. I feel like there's a range to Kendo where she has more consistent damage, and it's that right there. And unfortunately, it's hard to put a number on it because it's the way it is. But yeah, that's Kendo. All right, we got Ibara now, and Ibara has an insane alpha skill, like really far reaching, can be very good. I feel like they go invincible pretty quickly from her though, so we'll see. You guys didn't see that? All right, try that again. Okay, that was 40, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, I think? 120 damage? Oh my... Cursor is on her! On him! Yo, is that... Hello? Okay, come on. I know it's got a little gap in the... Yo, what? Okay. Yeah, 40, 80, 120. Okay, 120 damage before they become invincible to Ibara. That's ridiculous. Okay. There we go. Yep. I maybe it's just straight. I don't know. I don't know what's happening there, but you guys see it firsthand. Okay, a little bit buggy. That was... I don't know. I don't know the cursor. You can see the cursor on him. So, yeah, but 120 damage with one hit, essentially. That's actually... She has really good damage. So, what she lacks in mobility, she definitely makes up with damage. And I've kind of been saying that since day one. Like, she may not have the most mobility, but she's kind of cracked when it comes to her damage overall. Alright, next we have All Might. We're going to go ahead and we're going to just throw a punch here. Apparently, too, because I accidentally held the click too long and I didn't even mean to. I barely tapped it. But 90 damage per punch is pretty good. And then he has 12 punches, so he has a lot. So you can just literally go to town on somebody. Like, look at that. That's all his punches. That's how many... That's a lot of punches. 90 damage is a lot. I think when more people start to unlock All Might from the special pass, because he is tier 30, they're going to find out just how good he is, because he is insanely good with his ability to like dash around and do the tornado and stuff like that. And that skill right there does a lot of damage. This right here in particular is really, really good. You can hold it, it deflects objects and does damage at the same time. So All Might is going to be... I think you're going to see him come into the game a lot more as more people unlock him. He's really, really good. Alright, one of my personal favorites. We're going to do Cementoss on someone else because I don't want his bricks to be annoying. Let's see how much damage Cementoss does with one hit. 60 plus 80. 60 plus 80. So that is 140 damage. That's pretty decent. But that's because it hit twice. I imagine that number changes. No? Okay. 60 plus 80. 140 damage. Let's go. Alright, that's pretty nice. 60 plus 80. Consistent. Consistency. We like that. That is what Cementoss is. A consistent hero. 60 plus 80. Alright. Following Cementoss, we have Mount Lady. Let's see how much Mount Mount Lady does. 60... Is that one hit? Okay, that's one click. I'm not holding it. One click is 2 shots, and it only consumes 1 charge on her ability. So, that is 120 damage from Mount Lady. That's pretty good, honestly. But it does not... And it doesn't look like you put them into invincibility with her, which is good. So honestly, she's solid. She's actually really, really solid. Now her range is not the greatest, I don't think. Let's see how far it is. Ah! There it is. There it ends. Yeah, so it's not quite as good as Bakugo and Deku and Todoroki, but it's decent. It's actually fairly decent, but it's not the greatest. Next, we have a Shigaraki level 9 skill. This one's going to be, yeah, maybe a little bit harder to count. We'll see. 30, 60, 90... I would say 120. I think it was 120. 30... Yeah, that's definitely 120. That's about the same mark we were seeing for other 120s. So that's pretty good. And then if we do it twice over... Yep, okay, I'm pretty sure that's 120. And then why not? We'll throw on the backflip. Just so you guys can see the nice little backflip there for Shigaraki. Alright, they have recently buffed Dabi. Let's see how much. 72 damage. I feel like... Ah, man. For the speed that it moves, it does do auto-tracking, right? But 72 damage, like... The other numbers we've seen, right? I don't know. They don't make me that crazy about Dabi. Almost to the end here, we have Toga. Let's see how much just one click from Toga does. That is not... I bet you she does the least, I think. she does the least. She does 30, but that's because Toga has 30 charges on her alpha skill, and if you hold it, obviously, she's just nuts. The thing about Toga is you actually have to be able to aim while moving and fighting, which is where a lot of people struggle with her. And last but not least, we have Compress, one of everybody's favorite support characters. He's just a lot of fun to play, I think, in general. We'll go ahead and use his alpha skill here. 30 plus 70. It looks like 100 damage for Compress. About. So it's 70 if you just... maybe 70? No, it counted... okay, one time it just counted 70. It's mostly consistent, though, for 30 and 70. Okay. Whether you land the first hit on them or not, or whether you land it directly on them. Oh, that time we landed directly on him. Okay. This is... I don't know. It seems like sometimes the truck can hit, essentially. Or, sorry. Words, I'm just taking it all in myself. It seems like sometimes the truck will bounce over the enemy and not hit them, so you only get that 70 damage instead of the extra 30. I think the truck itself is somehow... okay, we're only doing 70 right there. But if we... okay, now we're only doing 70. But right there we did 30, and there's no way his orb hit. So I think... what the heck? Is it the additional... it's got to be the additional truck landing, right? That time we only did 30, though. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody explain that crap to me. It feels like the same thing's hitting. Like, I wanted to say it was the car falling apart that does extra damage. I wanted to say it was the orb hitting that does the extra damage. But it seems like sometimes the truck hits and it will do 70 plus 30. Sometimes it'll do 30. Sometimes it'll do 70. I don't know. But generally speaking, Compress does about 100 damage per hit. Yeah, after that. Interesting to see, I think, myself. But once again, if you guys would like to see the beta and gamma skills tested out, compare damage numbers for the ones that can be tested out. Obviously, some people like Kendo won't have skills where we can test out those damage numbers. But yeah, go down there, hit that like button, 200 likes, we will do those and compare damage numbers for level 9. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave me some comments letting me know what you guys would like to see in the future for My Hero Ultra Rumble. And also, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.